is Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, I have my 5-step plan for a perfect free agency period for your Seattle Seahawks this offseason. It's the first free agency session for new head coach Mike Macdonald in Seattle. The Seahawks don't have a ton of cap space, but they are a few moves away from opening up a lot of money potentially with some cut candidates. What should the Seahawks do for Macdonald's first offseason in Seattle? We'll break it down. I got some ideas that we'll go over coming up in just a matter of moments. If you want the Seahawks to have a great offseason, there's no need to risk it. We already got the coach, but we need to keep the momentum going for your Seattle Seahawks. Like the video. Don't jinx it. Don't be the reason the Seahawks don't have a great offseason because you jinxed it and were that guy. Don't be that guy. Don't make me come find you because you didn't like today's video. Do your part. Like the video. We'll get started with today's show. Step one, it's kind of the obvious. Re-sign Leonard Williams. The Seahawks badly need Leonard Williams back. And what we've been told this offseason is the Seahawks want Leonard Williams back, that Leonard Williams wants to come back to Seattle, but obviously it's all got to come together. They still got to put the pin on the dotted line. And look, the Seahawks knew exactly what they were getting into with the trade for Leonard Williams. You didn't give up a second and fifth round pick for him to just simply be a rental to hopefully get a playoff push. You made an investment in having Leonard Williams for the long term, for the foreseeable future. You can't give up on Leonard Williams now. Not to mention, it's not like that he didn't play well. In fact, he played very well in Seattle this past season. In the second half of the year, after he arrived, he was the best player on this Seahawks defense. And one consistent theme that I say a lot on this program that I'll continue to reiterate, the best availability is availability, right? No one was more available in the NFL last year than Leonard Williams. The first player since 1930 to play 18 games in one season. Everyone else played 17, right? It's not cheap. Spotrac's valuing him about 3 years, $50 million. But I feel pretty good about what you could get out of Leonard Williams, of the performance that you're going to see on the field. Last year, finished the season with 5.5 sacks, 10 tackles for loss, 62 tackles, 2 pass breakups. Leonard Williams makes a lot of sense, and I would be distraught if the Seahawks don't find a way to bring Leonard Williams back next year. Now, let's ask you, our pinned comment today, will Seattle re-sign Leonard Williams or not? Type Y for yes, in for no. Weigh in the comment section. Tell us what you think. Number 2, we turn our attention to new Seahawks head coach Mike Macdonald. And Mike Macdonald leaves the number 1 ranked Baltimore Ravens defense where they had some dogs on that team, right? And one of the interesting situations when it comes to the timing of Mike Macdonald's departure from Baltimore is that the Baltimore Ravens have over 20 free agents on their roster. They are not going to be able to keep everybody. It's simple as that, right? And so for Mike Macdonald, this is a golden opportunity for some of the guys that he liked in Baltimore to bring along with him, that already know the system, that love playing for Mike Macdonald, and that Seattle could use. It all makes sense. It all works together. Here's some notable names that could be coming with Mike Macdonald from Baltimore. We start with Patrick Queen at the linebacker position. Now, the Seahawks obviously have something to figure out with Jordyn Brooks and Bobby Wagner. We'll talk more about that coming up later. Patrick Queen is certainly a possibility coming off the best season of his career. Justin Madubuike, he's expected to receive the franchise tag for the Baltimore Ravens, but if he does not, he would be an excellent fit for the Seahawks defense and trying to plug up things when it comes to run defense and getting after the quarterback. Madubuike doesn't have a weakness. He does it all. The safety spot with the question marks surrounding Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs' future. You know Julian Love's coming back. What about pairing him up with Geno Stone? Stone is coming off a really good season with Baltimore, where he was second in the league in interceptions this past season. Quite the playmaker himself. A name Seahawks fans are very familiar with. Jadeveon Clowney could make his return. And Clowney was kind of left for dead with the Cleveland Browns. They had basically erased him from their defense. He goes to Baltimore under Mike Macdonald, and Mike Macdonald found a perfect role for Jadeveon Clowney in the Ravens defense this past season, as he had over 9 sacks this past year. Watch out, he could bring something to the table. And then there's Kyle Van Noy. Kyle Van Noy was unemployed until late September, joins the Ravens defense and had the best season he had in years. And he didn't cost a whole lot either and was a huge difference maker for the Baltimore Ravens defense, not to mention the versatility. He is been known to move around a lot and find ways to fit in a variety of defenses that he's played under over the years. So, of the potential Ravens, and those are just defensive players, might I add you. There's some interesting offensive options as well. Who's a Ravens free agent that the Seahawks should sign? Who is somebody from Baltimore that you would like to see in a Seahawks uniform in 2024? Weigh in the comments section. Let us know what you think. For a limited time, Seahawks fans, we are offering Seahawks hats for up to 50% off, and we have free shipping on several hats as well. Here is some of the selection. As you can see, I love the throwback style. Some of these come from our sideline collection. We have many others as well that you can see for yourself on our website, chatsports.com/Seahawks hats, to get yours today. Up to 50% off. Also got free shipping on some as well. Go to our website. Go see for yourself. See if you find a hat that you like, that you want to make yours, and order yours today at chatsports.com/Seahawks hats for a limited time, up to 50% off, plus free shipping on some hats as well. Check it out today, chatsports.com/Seahawks hats. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Let's talk about re-signing players now. For Seattle, personally, I would like to see this team re-sign at the linebacker spot, not just Bobby Wagner, but Jordyn Brooks as well. These two have been a dynamic duo for years to come, for over the last several years. And they bring out the best in each other, quite frankly, if we're going to be honest with you. I don't see any reason to change that. I don't think Bobby is going to cost you a ton of money. Last year, he was around, $7 million? Jordyn Brooks, on his front, I think is going to be less money than what his fifth-year option would have been, of around, $20+ million for the linebacker position this year. For me, it makes a ton of sense to bring back both these guys and to keep the train on moving. If you look at the problems that consisted on the Seahawks defense over this past year, it wasn't Bobby Wagner and it wasn't Jordyn Brooks. These guys did their job and then some. We saw Jordyn Brooks have the best season of his career, I would say. And then Bobby Wagner, after he was written off, left for dead. Some people said he was washed, that he didn't have anything left. What did he do? Oh, yeah, another Pro Bowl season for Bobby Wagner. So I'm bringing both those guys back. The Seahawks have other issues they need to deal with. They got 99 problems, but Bobby Wagner and Jordyn Brooks ain't one. Folks, we finally hit 50,000 subscribers on the channel. Well done. Well done, 12s. You did it. We're not stopping there, folks. Now we're trying to get to 51,000 subscribers on the channel. All off season long. If there's a free agent signing, a trade, the draft, whatever it may be, any changes that go on with your team, we're going to talk about here on Seahawks Today. Sum it up. Join the family now. This is a movement here on Seahawks Today. And I don't want you to miss any moment of what we're bringing you each and every day here on the channel. Join the movement. Subscribe now. Let's get to our next milestone, and you'll be glad you did. Number 4 on our perfect free agency plan for Seattle is signing Trent Brown at the offensive tackle spot. And you may be saying to yourself, wait, Seahawks have 2 young, very good offensive tackles. One side with Charles Cross, the other side Abraham Lucas. What would you need Trent Brown for? Let me explain. I think that Abraham Lucas's knee is a problem. I am concerned about his long-term health with that knee and if it's going to be better. And if you recall, when Abraham Lucas was in college at Washington State, he played multiple positions. He moved around a bit. He's got some flexibility. I think if you're the Seahawks, you can go get Trent Brown, lock down that offensive tackle spot and move Abraham Lucas to the guard spot, and you kill two birds with one stone. You got a big weakness at the interior of the offensive line right now. You bring in Trent Brown, and all of a sudden you're a lot better as a whole as an offensive line here. To me, this makes sense. Tim Weaver of Seahawks Wire, he threw out this idea and explained more what he was thinking of this possibility. Let's show this to you, what Tim Weaver had to say about the idea of bringing Trent Brown to Seattle here. This is what he said on Seahawks Wire. We'll show this for you here. Said the following. Last year, they tried to sign Trent Brown, and there's no reason not to think they'll try again in March. Brown would bring some much-needed experience to what would be a very young offensive line and would allow Lucas to slide inside to right guard, where he would likely dominate if he can stay healthy. Now, you may be wondering, why Trent Brown? Well, Trent Brown was on a very bad New England Patriots team last year who had an awful offensive line. Maybe the worst offensive line in the league last year. Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi were running for their life all season long. But Trent Brown was not the problem for the Patriots offensive line last year, folks. His PFF grades, 80.2 overall, solid grade. Run blocking grade, we know the Seahawks need help with the run blocking, 80.7. Pass block grade, 72.8. And think about this, too. Abraham Lucas is going back to the air raid scheme, right? We mentioned that he moved around a lot in college, played a variety of different positions here. Put him at guard in a system he knows. I think this is a win for everybody. And a guy like Trent Brown, this is somebody that's done it at the highest level. He's won a championship. He's been a Pro Bowler. I like the idea of Trent Brown personally. What do you guys think? Should the Seahawks sign Trent Brown? Weigh in the comments section. Tell me what you think if Trent Brown should make his way to Seattle. S for sign, P for pass. Weigh in the comments section. Let us know what you think. Last on our list, one player I would really like to see in a Seahawks uniform in 2024 is Jeremy Chinn of the Carolina Panthers. And this is somebody I don't think you're going to have to break the bank for. What I like about Jeremy Chinn is the versatility. He can play linebacker. He can play safety, either one. And the Seahawks are looking for help in a number of ways when it comes to this defense, right? We don't know what they're going to do about the linebacker position. The safety position has its question marks with the future of Quandre Diggs and Jamal Adams and all that. What I know is this. I can bring Jeremy Chinn in, and I'm going to find a spot for him to play. We're going to get him playing time. He's going to play a significant role in this defense one way or the other, whether I'm playing him at linebacker or I'm playing him at safety, one of the two. Wasn't too long ago, this guy was an all-rookie team selection, second-round pick out of Southern Illinois. He's still kind of waiting, I think, to take his next step forward, but the Panthers have been such a dumpster fire, such a disaster. I think you get him out of Carolina, get him a fresh start, we could see him kind of be the player that he was a couple years ago. His rookie season, when he was a rookie team selection, he had over 117 tackles. That was his best year. His numbers have gone down since, but I can tell you this right now, I sure would feel a lot better about giving him a chance than a guy like Devin Bush. We saw how that worked out last year. So Jeremy Chinn, to me, is a sneaky good name to keep an eye on for Seattle. Who's a free agent the Seahawks should sign? Whether it's Jeremy Chinn or somebody else out there, give me a name in the comments section that you would like to see in Seattle in 2024. Let us know. If you enjoyed today's show, hit the like button. We certainly would appreciate it. And thanks for joining us here on this edition of Seahawks Today.